Hello, Nate.
Hello.
Hi. It just follow. This is for the therapy session, correct?
Yes, and the blood that you requested.
Well, we can do the therapy first. The blood is secondary to that right now. Here, just follow me. You can go first
Right,
after you,
thanks.
and then just all the way up.
Right.
And sit down. So, what did you want to talk about?
Um, I don't really know how to start. To be honest, I've never done
Hmm.
something like this before.
No, that's okay. If honestly, you don't have to look at it in a lens where it's intimidating because I know that the word therapy is usually something that scares a lot of people, right? But you can always just start it as a normal conversation where you're just telling me how your day's been, and then we'll go from there. Also, I started the timer, 20 minutes,
Right,
because I feel bad.
right.
Yes.
Well, someone I grew up with just died to start the day.
Hmm.
They laid her body so openly, as if it was just another on top of some pile. Earlier, I went with if it was to get meat from Fairville. I'm very sure he wrapped up the deal, but
Hmm.
earlier we tried to get him a horse, but I believe the funeral was happening, so we didn't get anywhere. Um, Lavi got stuck under a chair this morning as well during breakfast. Um,
Hmm.
and I woke up to start the day.
What did you have for breakfast?
I had some leftover soup.
Mm. That's good. I'm even even with everything that's been going on, there's always the menstruations that we have to go through just to survive, right? The person that passed away, what was the favorite, or saying favorite is always a difficult thing because there's always more memories, right? But what is your most fondest memory of them, if you have?
Mm, going to a store. I suppose
Mm.
one of the better memories was recently where she mentioned that she wrote more books, that she
Hmm.
had an inventory that she wanted emptied, and I offered for myself to read them, to read her works. We also mentioned writing, I suppose. I'm still trying to figure out what my future holds, and she said at some point that she'd be willing to teach me.
Teach you to write or
Write
just in general?
books. Write books,
Mm.
though I don't believe it's quite for me. It requires a more creative person
Mhm.
to do that, and that's not quite in my skill set,
Mhm.
frankly.
I mean, I've always admired artistry, and even then it's like you can go years admiring this and feeling like you're not up to par, but always just trying it, even if it's not good, is or something that you don't think is good is still worth something, right? Even if you don't publish it or anything.
There wouldn't be much
Was
point in it,
Mhm.
really. Um, seeing she's dead.
You think? Or,
I know that it's not worth the time. It's not worth me trying to do something she promised to teach when she's no longer around to
mhm,
see it.
that is a very fair way to see it, right? Because we want to make them proud, but there's this feeling where if this is the person that we want to make proud the most isn't here, then why should you try, right? But it makes you think that, in a way, trying to do this one thing for them and whether to honor them or to simply remember a past time that they did fondly, right? It is sort of like a piece of them is still living through us. In the oddest way, it may seem very hopeful, but in times of grief, that's really the only way that you can view, perhaps, I don't know, if they were a painter, right? There is two sides of seeing a paintbrush that is, I don't want to touch it anymore because it reminds me too much of them. Or, oh, maybe I'll pick this up because it is exactly why, and that's why it reminds me of them, sort of thing.
Right.
So,
And what? Never mind. Don't really know where my thought was going there.
mhm. No, no. The point of just seeing me is any thoughts that come to mind that you usually wouldn't share can be brought up, even if there's no sort of conclusion to it, right? So you could just sprout out any ideas, and I'm just here to listen and respond in a way where it encourages you to talk more if you'd like.
I think there's something wrong with me.
What would that mean? Are you injured or?
No, recently my family sort of imploded in on itself, which is the
Mm-hmm.
phrase many people have been using. But it was the result of multiple years of build up, and in that time, I didn't think much of it. I saw my father, my mother, in a specific light, and
Mm-hmm.
looking at it now, I almost appeared deluded. Not in the sense of having a negative emotion about them, but like some narrative about them. One
Mm-hmm.
that almost nagged at my mind every single time I saw them. And looking at it now, after my father's run away, my mother's married a million, and she's going to start a new life with a new child. I just wonder how much that impacted everything. This
Mm-hmm.
narrative I perhaps created, and I don't know where it came from. I don't even know if it's
Mm-hmm.
true. I saw my father, the center of my local community, loved by many people, people who appreciated him, respected him, mourned that he left, checked in on when he was upset after everything that happened.
Mm-hmm.
For years, I always saw that as a lie, that this was some facade he had built up, that he for years was only nice to others, to me, just
Mm-hmm.
so he can get his own way. So that when someone tells him no, they're forced to say yes because he has this image of a kind person that wouldn't hurt a soul, a genuine person.
Right.
And I don't know what's true about it anymore. I still
Mm-hmm.
see him in that way, but recently, with everything that's happened, him now gone, run off to Freedom's Edge or wherever, I don't know how much of it's true. How much did
Mm-hmm.
I perhaps make up? How much of it was real? Or how much of it was my own mind? And I don't know what it is anymore. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
know how to deal with it, to stop doing so, to stop it from happening in the future. I don't know if this is even an actual issue I have. Maybe I didn't make it
Mm-hmm.
up. Maybe I was right all along and I'm just trying to excuse my pessimistic view of him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he tricked me too into believing that he's a good hearted person. I don't know. But
Well, for one, I'd want to say thank you for telling me this, right? Because you feel, whether it's guilt or whether it's feeling relief in sharing this to another person, if or to only one other person, if it's the first time that you're sharing these feelings, right? Feelings are very strong. They're an amazing weapon to some, right? Or the biggest motivator. And these feelings, the way that you're contemplating, oh, I must be wrong for thinking this because you don't want to sort of push him down when he's already down, considering the events that of Eloise, right?
mm-hmm.
But even in situations that may be a little bit more convoluted, right? I don't want you to dismiss your emotions, right? Because two things can be true. There could be moments where you feel that it's justified, you think of him in this way, and then there could be moments such as recent events where you're like, maybe I was wrong to think this, because now who can you turn to? Because I feel like it should be me, but you're gone and I don't know where you are, right? The first step in anything as big of an emotion that may be negative, even if, or positive as well, but usually negative is a little bit more harder to tackle, is simply letting it out. Very, very cheesy to say, right? But that's why we're here in the first place, right? You're taking the initiative to at least talk to someone about it. And though every session, if you proceed with more sessions, look different, right? And they may not have some conclusive answer of, yes, I should go talk to this person so I can resolve this, right? The state of being okay is something where it could be the eventual, but it's not always something that I need to be happening, right? Because if I always ask you to be okay for something, then you're just going to start compiling that, oh, okay, I'm going to go see Dr. Ivy. And if I'm not okay by the session, maybe I did something wrong. But to me, at least talking it out, even if it's the most vile thing you think that you've done or thought or felt, right? That is progress, right? Of course, I am not you, and I can't say, yes, this person is wrong. Yes, this person is correct. Yes, I'm in the right, right? But as we talk more and go on with these sessions, if that's what you want, right? It's something that I know that you're very capable of going down the path to, whether figuring out or having some conclusion that satisfies you, Nate. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I, when I last spoke to him properly, I mentioned I'd get help, and I think I would want to continue that.
Well, I'm glad that you sought out me, right? And I'm glad that you are getting what you believe to be the outlet through that, right? Help doesn't always mean that there has to be, yes, I'm better. Just the state of being okay, or being okay with not being okay, is something that I want you to know is okay with me. Whatever state you find yourself in at the end of this, or at the end of how many sessions, right? Just, it's enough. You're enough, Nate.
Right. Right. Sorry, I should probably be saying more, reacting
No, no, no.
more, but it's just before this, I'm worried that if I don't work on what's wrong with me,
Mm-hmm.
I'll end up hurting someone else.
Mm-hmm.
The man I love, I don't want to hurt him just because I have a lot wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'd forgive myself if I ever hurt him. And I wouldn't.
See, when people say that they're scared of being a terrible person, they're usually not a terrible person for worrying about being a terrible person. But I understand what you mean. Okay?
Right.
And I'm glad that you have somebody you love to hopefully support you. And in turn, when feeling a little bit better, you can support him as well.
Right. I think both of us are going to Circle of Birch after this.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Mm-hmm.
a festival going on, and he really wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh, yes, I noticed your outfit. It's really cute.
oh, I forgot to.
I'm a bit
Thank you.
I'm a bit biased, but I do like the blue flowers.
Thank you. I, I forgot to properly change. I wore this for the wedding yesterday, and
Mm-hmm.
Ethos actually made the flowers on my head, and I made the
Ooh.
ones for his so we could match.
Oh, that's so cute. Yeah,
Thank you.
matching is really cute.
Yeah, I'm glad we matched. To be honest, it, not the best with words, but something
Mm-hmm.
like this is it feels good. It feel it feels nice.
Yeah, the even even though there's so many things going on, there's never anything wrong with taking small wins here and there, right? Like something as simple as having your favorite meal could alleviate some things, maybe not everything, but it's a start.
Yeah, I think I'll go do that.
Mhm. Okay, then.
Thank you, doctor.
Yes, of course. If and in these sessions, if doctor feels too sort of cold, right? Because I'm trying to make a little bit more warmer atmosphere, if that's possible. You can always just say Ivy. I've known you since you were a young boy. I feel like putting titles now feels a bit weird. Or not weird, but
Right.
you know what I mean.
Okay, then, Ivy, thank you.
Yes, of course.
Right.
Here, let me help you out because you do get stuck.
Ah, thank you.
Yes. Okay then. Have fun at the festival later, Nate.
Yeah, thank you. Did you
Mhm.
want to do the
Mhm.
blood quickly?
Oh, that's right. You reminded me. Here, let's just do it quickly. Here, you can sit
Yes.
down. I don't want to take more of your time possible. You
That's
do
fine.
know the intentions of the project, correct? Or should I reiterate?
No, I do know.
Oh, you
Yes.
do know?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Okay. So only the small vial and only
Yeah.
half, correct?
Yeah.
And if you have any issues of feeling lightheaded or any sickness, then please let me know. All
Okay.
right?
I tend to do okay
Face.
with this.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, sorry. What were you going to say?
No, I tend to be usually okay with these sorts of things, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Oh, that's good then. Face your non-dominant hand to me, please. This. Okay. So I'm going to count to three and I'm going to hit you at least twice.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Yeah. All good.
One more, and then we'll be over, and then I'll cover it up. Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Right.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yes. After
Right.
you.
Thank you. Um, I appreciate this. Thank you.
Hmm. Of course, Nate. Be
Hopefully,
safe.
yeah.
Hmm.
You too.
Where is Oliver?